Hey my crafty friends, welcome to another episode with Marquita Makes. If this is your first time here on my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I mainly talk about crochet and all types of yarn crafts. I'm a very beginner knitter, so I'm working on that, and you'll be able to laugh at some of the knitting makes that I have in future episodes, but not this one. Not this one in particular. Today I'm mainly going to talk about crochet, but you will notice in future episodes that I do talk about beading, jewelry making, whatever crafts, paper crafts, whatever crafts that I'm interested in the moment. They all fluctuate from time to time depending on the season, but mainly I'm a crocheter. So thank you again for coming and having a chit chat with me on this episode, and I'd like to hear in the comments below what you're currently working on right now and how I can find you on social media so we can have an interchange of encouragement and inspiration. Today, I'm still working on catching up with my Honey It's Fall sweater because July the 31st is coming so soon, and it will be the end of the Queenie Crochet sweater weather mal make along, and I really want to have it finished by then. Also at the same time, the giveaway ends. So the giveaway will end on the 31st and the winner will be announced on the 1st, and I'm super excited about it. But it's a lot going on right now. So I got to stay on it and get on it, and hopefully I'll be able to share with you by that time the sweater that I'm finished and make that announcement. So thank you, all of you for all the entries and interests and shares and likes. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for supporting my crafting, and also for being my craft buddies and friends, because I've been really enjoying getting to know you in the short period of time that I've been on YouTube. It's been wonderful. But speaking of that sweater, I can't say that word today. I've gotten so burnt out on using smaller weight yarns. I mean, so like I'm losing my breath just thinking about it. I love big projects, I love sweaters, but y'all, it's taking so long to finish them. So I took a little break and I made quite a few already. You may have seen in a previous episode or on Instagram, bath poofs. Now I'm really excited about it because this has actually been in my queue for 3 years to make. 3 years! I don't know why I haven't made them, but they are awesome stash busters and super cute and super easy to make if you haven't made them already. But if you have made them before, let me know in the comments, please, what type of yarn did you use? Now, with mine, I used the Peaches and Cream, Lily Sugar and Cream, both of them. And this one in particular has literally both of them because I was making a stash buster, and this is the one that my little one stole, ran off with. She said she had to have it, and I went and found it. She's at grandma's house right now, and I went and found it, and guess where it was? She's trying to make sure nobody got it. It was under her bed. She's a mess. But anyways, she did remind me too, because when she first saw it, she had no idea that it was for bathing. It's only because she's 7, not because she's 7, but that's only because previously I had some decoration. I had some huge decoration balls that were about this size in my favorite color, coral, and they hung in the corners. I had actually forgotten about them, but they hung in the corners of my bedroom for years. And that's what she thought I'd made. She thought I'd made it for decor. So if you have it in you, and you like that look, maybe that's also something that you would enjoy doing as well. I never would have thought of that, but it's pretty cool. So I've already shipped one off to a friend, and I'm working on another one for a family member, and we'll talk about that another time. So that was a pretty fun make for me. Now, my sweater. Here we go. I'm gonna grab my project bag really quick. So here's my project bag. Yeah, she's a big one. It's a Teamoy bag, and it really does help me to stay on track with my projects. If you can see here, there's several compartments. You know what? I'm just going to insert a video right here so that you can see how useful it is to me. I purchased this bag on Mercari. I saw that it had holes where you can pull the yarn through before you start on your project, and so it kept your line straight when you worked on it. I like this feature that you can put your knitting needles in it. At the time I wasn't knitting, but I knew eventually I would probably try to learn how. This bag holds so much material and tools that it can easily become heavy the more that you pack it with, but that's the thing, you can put so much in it. So I really appreciate the design of the bag. I love that clear top that you can see down into your projects, and you can actually see the hooks or the needles that you'll pull from the top. It's like the perfect size, especially for these long needles. I really like that. And the zipper, everything about it is very well made and really good quality. I don't think that zipper would ever fall off of it, and I got a really good deal on it on Mercari. So although there is a compartment that I'll show you later that holds the hooks, these are my furls hooks, so I keep them in the cloth so it's not for them to become so worn so quickly, because you know, as they say, they do hold their value. And they're my favorite hooks, so they're precious to me, so I got these precious little cases to put them in. But I just put them on the sides of the bags in one of the pockets. There are actually, you see all that width? There are actually two pockets in the one that I'm putting these on. It is a covered pocket in the same material that is on the outside of the bag, that kind of grayish blue color. But the other pocket has the gray overlay, excuse me, not gray. It has the clear overlay like what we're seeing at the top. And I love them both. And now I'm going to show you just how much this bag can carry. So I'm going to put a whole sweater, and I am about a medium large, more or less on the large side. Now if you notice, this is really deep. Like, I just put that at the bottom of the bag, so it's a really deep bag. So if you're working on a sweater or even two, it'll be able to fit. Then there's a back pocket. Sometimes I'll slide a pattern in it, and there I was showing you the handles. But this back pocket, I really like it. Sometimes too, because it zips, I can put things like, if I do decide to take out of the house, which I rarely ever do, I can put things like my wallet and my phone in it and not worry about it falling out. But most of the time I just have my Tunisian crochet hooks in the back because they require the cord, so they take just a little bit more room, but they're flat. I love this feature so much. There's so many pockets and compartments, and like I mentioned before, that's why it gets so heavy, because you can have all the things in it, and the sweater at the bottom of this doesn't even show how deep it is. Like, I have to pile a few things up, but I didn't in this video. I just simply showed you that was 2 cakes worth of yarn right there that I divided, and it fits like at the bottom. And then here, these are 3 cakes from Knit Crate, and I think each one of them is like almost 300 yards. They all fit in one pocket. Now you would think that it would take up so much room that you wouldn't be able to put so much in it, but nah, you can fill each one of those pockets with about the same amount of yarn, or equivalent of a project, and it all fits nice and snug. And that's my favorite pocket right there. I love that. That was so awesome of them to be able to add that clear casing so that you can see through it. But here's my favorite, yes, where I'm going to store most of my crochet hooks. That's where I usually put my clover hooks. Now, I do have too many clover hooks right now, but I'll try to fit as many in as I can. There's a little pocket right there at the bottom, actually, too, that I put my little Cocoa Knits snip scissors in it. You can see when I'm pushing down on the crochet hooks that there's a pocket right underneath the bottom of the hook. But yeah, I really love this bag. I've seen 1 or 2 reviews of it, but really you just have to purchase it and see for yourself how awesome that it is, to be honest. If I can find the website, I'll put it down below, but I didn't buy it from the website. I bought it on Mercari, and I think I got it for $48. I just remember I paid less than $50, and I don't remember what shipping is. And Even though it was listed as used, it was only listed as used because it was out of the packaging or the box. Because this was brand new when I got it, and it's not self-cleaning, but for whatever reason, it's very easy to clean and wipe clean, even if something gets on it or spills in it. I love the space. They just designed this so well for crafters, especially crafters on the go. But like I mentioned, it's pretty heavy for me. So this just floats around with me at home. Oh, I love this Cocoa Knits magnetic bracelet for my stitch markers. And therein goes in my tape measure. More crochet hooks. Those are my bone crochet hooks that I got from Queenie Crochet. They're so cute. I really like those for special projects. And it all fits, and I could actually put quite a bit more in it, but that's all I'm gonna show putting in there today. Oh wait, nope, I forgot one more thing, my neck light. That's a lot of room, you guys. So anyways, that's what's in my Teamoy bag, and you can see why I rarely carry it out with me, because it is loaded down with goodies. So I just keep it right next to my project bag, and watch and see how much space that there is in the very back as well. I decided to move that neck light, probably so I can put more other tools in that one pocket. But watch this. There's so much room. You probably couldn't tell earlier because those neck lights aren't small items, you know? Look at that. And closed it with ease. I really love this bag. You know what? Just real quick, let me show you. You know, just in case you're considering purchasing one, I'll just show you. So this is my mom's poncho. I'm almost finished with the second cake. Yeah, that's a lot of material that just fit into that. Now, when I first purchased this, I thought, yeah, it's got all these compartments, but all of those cakes and skeins are gonna bump up against each other and not have as much room. So yeah, it looks like it's a lot of room, but I'm not gonna be able to fit all this stuff in here. But watch, you see this? Like, no matter how much yarn I put into each one of the spaces, it's still there's still plenty of room. Like, and although I don't use this part that often, it's a really cool feature. If you want to, you can just pull that yarn through the hole, and as you work your project, you can put it into that back project section. And that little strip right there, if you watch, you can lay your yarn to keep it straight and not get tangled. You can lay your yarn there, and then there's a little Velcro piece that you can pull up and then lay it over that yarn to secure it in that spot. It took me a minute to remember how to do that because, like I said, I don't use it very often, because depending on the yarn that you're working with, especially if it's a soft yarn, as you're pulling that Velcro off of it to go back into the project, it might make it a little fuzzy. So, but that's it. I love this bag. If you were interested, now you know the features of the Teamoy Project Bag. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my sweater out of here. I love this bag. Where I am now, my sweater. I keep saying sweater. I'm not even from the East Coast, but I keep saying sweater. Okay, this is where I am now. I decreased too much here. Like, there's just too many decreases. But in the back of my mind, I kind of wanted a bell sleeve. Like, I said that initially when I started, way before. When I first started on the sweater, I was like, I wonder if I should put bell sleeves on it. So I think I purposely decreased that in the sleeve because, of course, I didn't want it to be huge to flow into a belt from what I wanted. That's not what I had in mind. And I'm thinking I'm going to stick with it on the opposite side. But this is where I am right now with my sweater. Can't say that word today. My sweater. This is where I am with my sweater. Oh, working with from fingering to light 3. Oh, I'm about bummed. I'm about burned out. I am. And that's why I was working on those poufs, those bath poufs. But I've got to get this done. I've got to get it done because I want it off my hook. I've got to get it done because I want to be in sync with the Queenie Crochet Now that ends on the 31st. And I got to get it done because that's one less thing I have to worry about when I'm doing the ending of the giveaway and sending out prizes to the winner. Just thinking about it, I'm so excited for the giveaway. I've had so many entries, and this has been fun. It is so fun shopping for a giveaway, like so fun. And some of the footage that I shared previously, different things I found in thrift stores, different things I found here and there, and a whole lot of it I haven't even shared with you guys because it will be in future videos to come, and I hope that you guys like it very much. But it's so much fun shopping for the giveaways for you guys. I'm really enjoying it. But we'll talk about that another time. So hang on tight, you guys. The 31st is coming up, and the winner will be announced on the 1st of August. But that brings to my attention, speaking of all these lightweight yarns, another project I'm on the fence about, and I really, really would like to hear your opinion about it. Let me grab it. So last year, I went to my local yarn store, Thread Fabric, here in Florence, Alabama. It is my happy place. And I found Berroco yarn. These are both Berroco yarns. And they are absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, I wish you could see them in person if you haven't seen them before. This particular one is Berroco Medina. It's 295 yards, 3.5 ounces, and it just gives a dye lot. I don't think it has a name for the color, but it's 37% cotton, 36% acrylic, 27% viscose. I love this yarn. It's smooth and gives you the impression of like a silk yarn, but much more uniform. Oh, these colors. Oh, I hope it has a good oh, look at that. Oh, I love these colors so much. And this particular one is Berroco Vintage. It's like a really pretty peacock color. But they are both a 3 light. And the yardage on this one, if you're interested, the yardage on Berroco, oh, it's not vintage. Ooh, I stand corrected. It's Berroco Modern Cotton DK. It's still kind of on the light side. And what I had plans for this is 335 yards. Oh, this is why it's so soft. This is why it's so soft. It's 60% Pima cotton. Ugh. And 40% modal rayon, and I think that's like bamboo. I love Pima cotton so much. It is so smooth, so soft. So I love my local yarn store. I love all this luxury yarn. I love it, love it. And they have such amazing sales, like ridiculously amazing sales. So let me show you. So I'm talking about the yarn. I love it. Okay, so what I was working on initially was a top, and I wanted to wear it in November, but I got sidetracked working on another sweater that took me months to finish, and now I'm no longer interested in this being a top, and you'll see in another episode as to why. Just remember these colors here. So I'm just really not interested in finishing as a top at all. I've bought something similar to it at a thrift store, and it's just like this color is just not doing it for me. But last year I switched up my wardrobe a bit because I've never been an accessory person. Like I hardly ever wore earrings, bracelets, and all that until I actually start to crochet and start wearing my work. Like I'm not a fashionable person, but I like to look nice, you know, and I like what I like, so I was never into all that. But the whole point of me saying that is looking at this yarn, although I don't want to make a top with it anymore, I think last year, that's why I was talking about not being a fashionable person. Last year I bought a whole bunch of plain long sleeve shirts to wear with my crochet, not garments, to wear with my crochet accessories like scarves. So to allow my work to be the centerpiece of my wardrobe, I purposely shopped for garments that were just a similar, would be in a similar color realm, so that you would focus on the art of what I was wearing, and not so much the clothing that I was wearing. You know what I mean? And I was thinking, I love this yarn. I want to wear it, but I think I would like to wear this as not even a shawl, maybe a cowl, and double strand these two. So I want to know, what's your opinion about that? Like, what do you think this would work well? Looking at this, let's see, double stranded and worked into a cowl. I don't know. And I actually have two of each. I'm even wondering if I should do 4 strands, because this is quite a bit of yardage to give me a nice size cowl. It'd be really chunky and really squishy. But leave in the comment section below what you think, if I should continue with the top. And the thing is I really, do you see this? I really picked this for a top because at the time I didn't know much about what drape was, but now that I do, that's what it was. I was like, wow, I said this would be such a flowy top. When I picked up the yarn and played with it a little bit, look at that. I love it. So, what's your opinion? Let me know, because I'm on the fence. I know I want to work this up this year, and I want it in my wardrobe this year, but I'm not sure how I want to do it. Let me know in the comments below. What would you do with it? I really appreciate it. Another thing, these beauties, these 2 pounds of love, they're Lion brand, 100% acrylic. I love them so much, but they have been sitting on my yarn shelf for a year now, and fall is coming. Fall is coming, y'all. It's coming. And I initially had in mind to make a tight stitched duster, not cardigan, a tight stitch duster with this, like all the way down to the floor duster with long sleeves. But as I mentioned before, it's 100% acrylic, and I am definitely going to overheat in it. So I gifted away 4 pounds of love just 2 months ago because I hadn't used them, and nothing would come to me to work with it because it's acrylic. But this particular color I can't be without. I love it too much. And if you know of any open pattern, I don't know if I want it for a shawl because my mind was just set on making a duster with it. But an open pattern project, I've seen on Instagram, the handle Not Yourself Out. She makes amazing ponchos, oversized ponchos, and that's what I was looking for. That's why I have 2 pounds of love. This is a lot of yarn. She makes oversized ponchos. She makes oversized scarves. I love her work, and I'm wondering if I should maybe lean towards that. But hey, if you have any suggestions, as long as it has an open stitch or an open pattern, I should say, I'd really, 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 really like to know your opinion. But this particular color, one of my favorite colors because it looks just like fall, is pumpkin spice. And of course it is a pound in weight, but for yardage it's 1,020 yards. 16 ounces is 1 pound. And it says that 2 of these could make a sweater, but I won't be wearing a traditional sweater with this, and 1 would make a hat. You could probably get like how many hats out of this? 4? 3, 4, and 1 could make a really large sized shawl. Scarf or shawl. I just don't know. Let me know in the comments below what you think I should do to work this too. And you know what? I'm just gonna add to that. I'm gonna give you one more. I was a member of Knit Crate, and when I was a member, and what really made me register, what really made me sign up was that the featured artist in last year, 2020, for June, was Tony Lipsy of TL Yarn Crafts. Let's see if it's going to pick up the exact color. This is the color. This is like literally the exact color. Like it's almost a neon orange. And me and Tony, we're orange people. We love orange. And those warmer kind of colors, I had to have it. But I really wasn't into the pattern that was released for it that month. And so I thought maybe I would make a tank top that I would wear around the house. Like, you know, it could be a little short because that's my business. I'm at home, you know, but I don't know. I'm wondering if this is another project that I should two-strand, have it done by October, and it just be another cowl. I'll give you the yardage. You let me know. The yardage, y'all, this is a lot of yardage, but it is like a, it's a what? A fingering weight, and it is spun in a chain, and I love chain spun yarn. Only thing is, it's just so small, and I'm not gonna have as much time, you know, to work a project of with such small yarn. But it's 351 yards, so we're talking 700 yards, and that's why we're saying maybe I can two-strand it. Oh, that would be such a pretty cowl, but I don't know. And I like my cowls and my shawls fairly simple. I like everything pretty simple. That's just my style. But it's 34% cotton, 35% linen, 19% lyocell, 11% nylon. They're each 100 grams. And it's the TL Yarn Crafts. It's Aldine Wools by Knit Crate Interlock. I love it. But I want these babies also worked up by October or somewhere during the month of October. So I'm planning ahead. So those are two projects that I have in mind right now. Currently, I know I'm getting really thirsty. I've been waiting on my tea to finish brewing. I love this cup by Ukiyo. I made a short video not long after I purchased it because it's just wonderful. A lot of times, you know, it's supposed to help with mindfulness in a sense where you just put your loose leaf tea at the top, or you saw just like what you just saw, think of it backwards. You put the loose leaf tea at the top, the water at the bottom, and you flip it over, and the water will seep into the tea and it will brew, and you're actually supposed to just enjoy the process of that. But I'm talking to you guys and I got thirsty and I'm a little distracted. So good. And I love this tea so much. It's the Berry Bunch by Sacred Tea Time, a vegan variety. So good. I used to not like goji berries like at all, but there's something about that blend that it's just something about it. But anyways, so in the fiber sphere right now, some of the goings on that I've noticed that really stood out to me were that Tony Lipsy of TL Yarn Crafts is having the Crochet Academy, and I have joined in and I really enjoyed it. We finally got to the part that I needed the most, and that is on reading patterns. What I really did appreciate about it is that she really did hit home on some of the important things to know, especially certain abbreviations, and that's where I was falling short and didn't realize it as well. And two, have you guys seen Phanessa? Phanessa is a knitter and a crocheter, and she has been dropping some of the nicest crochet hat patterns that I've seen. My tastes are a little different. It's a little bit more plain, but she has some really cute, well thought out patterns, tutorials right here on YouTube. And I was just wondering if anybody's familiar with her work. I really think she's awesome. I've been following her for quite some time, and the last two crochet patterns that she's dropped, I know I want to finish them this year, but I don't know what yarn that I want to use for it. That I have to figure out. Oh, and have you guys seen that latest granny shawl pattern from Craig of Fiber Spider? Oh, it is so going into my queue for this year. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the Omar cowl. There are 5 shawls that I will be replacing in my wardrobe because I've gifted some of my personal ones out. 5, and that's definitely one of them. Another one is the Sis Love cowl, or Sis Love Shawl. Is so beautiful, and there are 2 or 3 more that I'll share with you later. But if you notice, I have a playlist, and on my playlist I've been queuing up quite a few projects that I want to complete. Some I've mentioned before. I didn't mention a particular designer previously, but I freehand so often and didn't realize there are so many patterns out there already done. I don't have to freehand, which someone brought out recently as well. But someone had brought out that, you know, you don't have to be so center focused on reading particular patterns or making up your own pattern, so to say, sometimes, because it's possible that what you're looking for, there's already been a pattern done for. Was that Carita? I can't remember, but there's already been it was Carita. I think it was Carita of SheTriedIt. There's already been a pattern, so just use that pattern, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So I'm thankful I don't have to think about all that counting and putting all those numbers together. It's already out there, and I'll share those with you later when I have more specifics. 2, I am not the only person that's hosting a giveaway right now. Distinctive Crochet. If you're not following her, she releases often several of her friends she'll show in her community center that are having giveaways, and there are so many that I'm just going to recommend that you go and visit her channel to see what they are, because there's so many this summer that I'm having a hard time keeping up with them. But I think is it Knitting Turnpike? There's so many, but one that does come to mind is Discovering Knitting. She has like 3 giveaways right now. You guys, there's so much fun to have right now in the community, especially as far as giveaways. There's so many new patterns coming out. There's so much to do. People are going out and going places and mingling a whole lot more. And if you're not following Kristy Glass is so much fun to watch. I hate to miss anything she releases because she's in the know, and all of the patterns that she recommends and she shows and she features when she's having interviews with designers are so hot and such classic beauty and taste. They never go out of style, and that's exactly what I love. So you might want to check her out as well. Well, that's all I have to share with you guys today. I've got this sweater that I've got to get finished, so I'm going to grab these yarn balls and get to work. I am looking at my project bag, and I've got quite a bit work to catch up on. I can't wait to share with you guys who the winner is going to be. I think that will be this Sunday coming. I'm really excited about it. I love doing giveaways, you guys. Like, it is so much fun for me. But there'll be a video up on that really soon. And if you want to see the progress of my work until then, be sure to follow me on Instagram, where I'm very active, not so much on Facebook. I don't even use my Facebook account like at all. But I'm not so active on Facebook, but you can find me on Instagram as Naughty Crush. And also too, I currently have a blog, so you may want to look in the show notes to see a little bit more of in-depth detail as to some of the things that were mentioned today. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up to support my channel, and giving those thumbs up and those likes and subscribes allows other people to be able to find my content so that we can all join in the fun together. But I've enjoyed you guys so much. I cannot wait to read your comments below so we can have further chit chat on crafting. But until then, please be sure to take care of yourselves out there. Be safe and happy crafting. See you later.